The end of the year is a busy time for most. Shopping for fantastic deals, celebrating multiple religious holidays, and the biggest one of all, Christmas. A time for friends and family to get together to celebrate the holiday, the year being almost over, exchanging gifts, and creating memories that friends and family will remember for days, weeks, or years. But for some families, Christmas can be a hard time to handle things, especially when your holiday plans get interrupted and it becomes worldwide headlines. Hello everyone, my name is Juby Scott, and today we're diving into the Ortega's family's worst tragedy of all time, when Santa came to town and committed the worst massacre in Corvina, California history, that only recently just got surpassed by the Monterey Park shooting. This is Juby After Dark. At approximately 11:30 p.m., 45-year-old Bruce Jeffrey Pardo, dressed in a Santa Claus suit, knocked on the door of his former in-laws' house, occupied by about 25 people, with a gift-wrapped package containing a rolling air compressor converted to deliver gasoline from it and at least 4 9mm semi-automatic handguns. Moments after the door opened, Pardo pulled out the handguns and immediately shot his 8-year-old niece, wounding her. He then fired indiscriminately at fleeing partygoers. Police speculate that Pardo may have stood over and plainly executed some of the victims, using the other handguns. After opening fire with the handguns, Pardo unwrapped the package containing the compressor and used it to spray gasoline to set the home ablaze. 9 people died from either gunfire or flames, and 3 others were wounded. His niece, who was shot in the face but survived, a 16-year-old girl shot and wounded in the back, and a 20-year-old woman who suffered a broken ankle jumping out of the second-floor window. One survivor escaped during the attack and ran to a neighbor's house where they called authorities. The resulting fires soared approximately 40 to 50 feet and took 80 firefighters an hour and a half to extinguish. Due to the insanity of the fire, identification of the victims was done with dental and medical records. After setting the home on fire, Pardo put on his street clothes and drove his Dodge Caliber renter car to his brother's house in Sylmar, about 30 miles away from the crime scene, where he was later found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His brother was not present in the home at the time of Pardo's death. It was initially believed that Pardo intended to flee to Canada by plane since he had bought an airline ticket for a flight on Air Canada. However, it was subsequently discovered that the flight itinerary on Northwest Airlines was from Los Angeles to Moline, Illinois. Pardo had called days before to tell a high school friend that he was planning to visit, but investigators were unsure if he actually intended to visit or if the flight was to fool investigators. He had visited the friend before in October 2008. Other reports stated that the Santa suit had melted during the flamethrower portion of the attack and had adhered to his skin, so not all of it could be removed. Suffering from third-degree burns on his arms stemming from the blaze, Pardo apparently decided to go against his initial plan. Police found $17,000 in cash cling-wrapped on his legs inside a girdle. His rental car, parked 1 block from his brother's house, had remnants of his Santa suit. Also recovered from the scene were 4 13-round capacity handguns that were empty, and at least 200 rounds of ammunition, suggesting that what had been inside the car was being treated as a threat. A bomb squad accidentally started a fire in the vehicle while attempting to remove a portion of the Santa suit with a robot, burning and destroying the car. At Pardo's house in Montrose, police had recovered 5 empty boxes of semi-automatic handguns, a Benelli M2 tactical shotgun, and a container for high-octane fuel tank gasoline. They also found what was described as a virtual bomb factory in his home. At least 3 victims' deaths were caused by gunshot wounds alone, while 4 others died from a combination of gunshot wounds and fire. 2 other deaths stemmed from the fire alone. Sylvia Ortega Pardo, Bruce's ex-wife, died to a gunshot wound. Alicia Ortega, the mother-in-law, died to a gunshot wound. Joseph, the father-in-law, died to multiple gunshot wounds. Charles Ortega, Sherilyn Ortega, James Ortega, Teresa Ortega, and Alicia Ortiz, all brothers and sisters-in-laws, survived the attack. Michael Ortiz unfortunately died in the fire. This was Bruce's nephew. But what happened? Why did Pardo suddenly go off the edge, especially near one of the happiest times of the year? Police speculate that the motive of Pardo's attacks was related to marital problems. After Bruce and Sylvia wedded in January 2006, their marriage quickly fell apart within the first year because Pardo refused to open a joint bank account with Sylvia. He also expected his wife to use her own finances to take care of her own 3 children. There's some speculation that the divorce may have been caused by Pardo concealing a child from a previous relationship. This child had been severely injured in a swimming pool accident several years prior, for which Pardo did not pay child support or spousal support. In June 2008, a divorce court ordered Pardo to pay $1,785 a month in spousal support. During the divorce proceedings, Pardo confided to a friend his wife was taking him to the cleaners. In July, Pardo, who had no criminal record or history of violence, was fired from his job as an electrical engineer at ITT for billing false hours. The divorce court suspended the support payments due to financial hardship. However, as part of the divorce settlement, Pardo was required to pay his ex-wife $10,000, and she was permitted to keep her wedding ring and family dog. Pardo complained to the court that Sylvia was living with her parents, not paying rent, and had spent lavishly on a luxury car, gambling trips to Las Vegas, meals at expensive restaurants, massages, and golf lessons. Pardo and Sylvia finalized their divorce a week prior to the attack. Police speculate that Pardo's divorce, which had been finalized on December 18th, only 1 week before the killings, was a significant factor for the violence and why Pardo had entered the home during a Christmas Eve party and killed his ex-wife and her relatives. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Corvina Massacre, which used to be the worst mass shooting in Corvina, California, until the 2023 Monterey Park shooting that just recently happened as of this year. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next week.